Y'all have been using a different Pixel 8 Pro than the one I had. I was absolutely floored yesterday by the amount of people on that comparison video talking about the Pixel 9 Pro XL versus the Pixel 8 Pro, saying that it was absolutely worth upgrading after a year and spending more money because of the vast improvements featured on the 9 Pro XL. And people were commenting things like the battery and the screen as if this device somehow had a horrible battery and screen. But that was completely not the case. So I want to go over the longer-term review, almost a year of my Pixel 8 Pro, my experience with it, and see if that matches up with other people, because apparently not. If everybody was willing to, and that wasn't the consensus at the time. The reviews of this device were positive. So I don't know where all of this came from, where people are so excited about the Pixel 9 Pro and willing to throw away this. Now, if it's an economic discussion, that's a different story. If you got like $900 back or $750 back and you didn't pay a lot for this in the first place, and then you're getting the Pixel 9 Pro for only $1,000, it's like $200. There's plenty of things that you could go that are one-offs, that if you're an enthusiast and you want to pick up one year over year, you can. I'm not saying the Pixel 9 Pro is bad. I love my Pixel 9 Pro XL. It's fantastic. It is one of the best releases Google has had in years, but so was this. So I understand where people are coming from, but that doesn't mean that people on regular upgrade cycles, whether you have your phone through your carrier or you purchased it or whatever it happens to be, that doesn't mean that you trade this in, lose money, or whatever else, or spend more money on a phone that I don't really think you have to just now. And I want to take it kind of point by point, because there was a lot of just confusion, I think, about what the Pixel 8 Pro actually offered. Let's start with the display. Pixel 8 Pro has a gorgeous Super ActuA display. It's actually slightly more saturated than the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but it's perfectly bright. Usable outdoors, no issues whatsoever. This was the first Pixel, I think, ever that I didn't feel the need to have it at 100% max brightness all the time in order to see it. I understand that Google increased the max nits, the max brightness on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but people get confused by that. You're not going to use that 99% of the time. That's if you have auto brightness on, you go out in the sun and the thing's like, I got to really boost it. And then you get to see that most of the time, especially if you're on a manual slide, you're not going to notice that difference. This is a really nice display. So when people talk about this kind of night and day difference in displays between the Pixel 8 Pro and the Pixel 9 Pro, I don't get it. This is a gorgeous, bright, saturated panel. It's the best panel Google had put out in years. It alleviated the problems of previous Pixels. If you're coming from a Pixel 7 Pro, a Pixel 6, those devices, older devices, yes, absolutely, you're going to notice a huge difference. But it's not upgrade worthy from a Pixel 8 Pro, which had a phenomenal display on there. Let's talk battery life. Has my 9 Pro XL been awesome on battery? Yeah, absolutely. But this is pretty good too. I got well over. This is the first Google Pixel device that I got over 8 hours of screen on time easily without breaking a sweat. I didn't have any issues. I didn't have to turn anything down, any brightness. I didn't have to sit there and watch what I was using. There were times when my Pixel 4 XL, I was sweating by the end of the day, seeing what my battery was going to be at, just scrolling Instagram. I did not have that problem on the Pixel 8 Pro. So if 8 or 8.5 hours of screen on time wasn't good enough for you, then I don't know what you were doing. Yeah, I understand that the charging was still painfully slow on the 8 Pro, and that's a definite advancement on the 9 Pro XL, but not something that you'd throw away just perfectly good technology in order to go with. A lot of people were talking about how fluid the 9 Pro XL is. Absolutely as well. Slight improvements, you'll notice a little bit, but not anything. This was one of the best Android experiences I had last year on the platform. The Pixel 8 Pro and into this year, the Pixel 8 Pro has been nothing but smooth for me. I have not experienced hiccups or anything. Now, if you go into gaming, hardcore gaming, heavier stuff, you're going to notice some slowdown. But let me tell you something. That's going to be the case of the Pixel 9 Pro XL too. A little bit less because Tensor 4 is a little bit more powerful. But those are things that I don't think were valid criticisms, especially of the Pixel 8 Pro. Even today, if you pick one of these up, you're getting 6 years of software support left, right? You got Tensor G3 in here. You got 12 gigs of RAM. You got a beautiful, gorgeous build and a beautiful display. If you could pick one up, like I said, link in the description, helps the channel, $750. That's quite the haircut. Now, I understand the Pixel Pro is only $1,000. The Pixel 9 Pro is $1,000. But if you're looking for the Pixel 9 Pro XL, if you want it with 256 gigs of RAM, you're looking at $1,200. So that's a $450 difference for most people who are going to be buying this phone. So that's a significant, that's a third of the price. So yes, there are legitimate reasons why you look back at a Pixel 8 Pro if you own neither of them. If you still have your Pixel 8 Pro, I urge you to hold on to it. I mean, will you notice stuff? Yeah, that's always going to be the case year over year. I noticed stuff from my S23 Ultra to the S24 Ultra. Does that mean I felt like I should have upgraded? No. Yeah, there's going to be stuff you upgrade. And lose me with the percentages. People start with, oh, it's 8% faster on this, 10%. Pick up the phone and use it. Stop with the percentages. That means nothing. That means you watched a YouTube video or you went on GSM Arena or whatever benchmark site and you did math. Everything that you want to do on this particular phone, you're going to be able to do without issue. So my problem was people trying to make it seem like the 9 Pro XL was a mission-critical upgrade from the 8 Pro. And that is absolutely just not the case. Not the case. You might have a feature that you think is awesome and is upgraded and whatever else, and there are some things that are absolutely upgraded on the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but nothing that should warrant just regular users from upgrading your phone year over year. That's almost never going to be a good option. I mean, there might be stuff with trade-in, there might be some other things, there's some rare examples, but that's almost never a good option year over year because it doesn't make enough sense. And if you're honest with yourself, there are still enough reasons to hold on to your Pixel 8 Pro another year or two. Like the design, some people like it better. People talked about the selfie camera improvements, yeah, but everything else on here is fine. Gemini Live is down on this device. It runs great. Was using that the other day. No problems with Gemini Live. Still snappy. Still having no problems on Tensor G3. Will it have the dedicated RAM for AI that the 9 Pro XL has? No. So maybe 3 or 4 years from now, that's an issue. But you could upgrade to the next device then. So overall, I just wanted to come on and really defend the Pixel 8 Pro because I have had nothing but good things to say about this device. Pixel devices, and how many times do I have to say, I mean, maybe there's new people coming in and commenting, but geez, if you think I'm not difficult on Pixel, if you don't think I haven't been hard on Google, you haven't been here long enough. We destroyed the Pixel 6. I had my various issues with the Pixel 7a. We've had so many cases where I've sat there and ate Google's lunch because of just dumb things and bad hardware and all the rest of it. And they've had plenty of flaws with earlier Pixel devices. The Pixel 8 Pro was not one of them. Did it still have some of the, get a little warm? I mean, nothing that I noticed. The Pixel 7 Pro got warm. The Pixel 6 Pro was an oven. The Pixel 8 Pro and Tensor G3 fixed a lot of that with a better heat efficiency and better power efficiency. Yes, the vapor chamber is better on the 9 Pro XL, but is it $450 better? Is it better enough that you'd give up some beautiful hardware that you already like and own and spend more money? I don't care if it's $100, $200, $300. You're still spending extra on a phone less than 12 months later. It just doesn't click in my brain. If it were, you got to step out of the enthusiast bubble sometimes and realize what we're talking about here. If you're on a 3-year contract with AT&T or a 2-year contract with AT&T, you're on AT&T Next, okay? You've paid 50% of your bill on this. Or you're going to pay more, whatever, trade it in to get it. It doesn't make any sense. Stick with your Pixel 8 Pro. I understand if you're choosing between the two, there are reasons why you go with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Like I said, that's an excellent device too. Google's had a couple of winners in a row with their flagship devices. We'll talk about the other ones at another time. But overall, I've had very few complaints about my Pixel 8 Pro. I've had next to no complaints about my Pixel 9 Pro XL. But I just wanted to come on and felt the need to defend the 8 Pro's honor because y'all didn't use the same 8 Pro that I did. This is a fantastic device, and if you have one, stick with it. Don't feel guilted into upgrading to something else that you don't need. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have the Steve-licious day.